off with midfielder Paxton, why don't you give us your opening thoughts on tonight's match?
Yeah, obviously, I thought it was a good performance. Gutted with the end result. I thought the team deserved more, but yeah, I think in certain moments of the game, maybe lack of concentration and against good teams, they can punish you. So when you look at the end result, it's obviously a hurtful one, but yeah, I think there were positives from the night as well.
Bruner Swidner Post Paxton, to get your, how's it feel, to finally break the, open your account on a night like tonight, get the draw, and what have you learned in your first few games in what looks to be a long tenure with Colorado?
Yeah, obviously it's always nice to get your first goal. I feel like it was a long time coming with all the other things that had happened in the previous games, but obviously it's nice. Yeah, I think the first 7 games I played were good. I had a good feeling. I think it'll only grow with the team. Of course, I wanted to help the team get into the playoffs, but I think it's definitely something we can build on and look forward to a new season.
Matt Pollard, Burgundy Wave. Paxton, to kind of that point to piggyback off of Braden, your first goal contribution, you found other ways to contribute to the team, not just attacking-wise, but, can you put your finger on maybe what could have clicked a little bit better or what you could have done better to score more goals or help get assists for other players earlier on to help the team make the playoffs?
Yeah, I think it was a combination of a little bit of everything. New guys trying to gel. I think the position I was playing, I spoke with the coaching staff as well, was a position that I'm not normally used to playing. So I think it took some time for me getting used to that. I played deeper all last season, and that's where I kind of created my goals, just kind of arriving late in the box, whereas earlier here I was kind of just playing as a second striker almost, so that took some time to get used to. But yeah, I think it's all about figuring it out, and yeah, you never figure it out on the first day. So I think, like I said before, it's about improving and now, feeling comfortable and taking that into the new season.
Paxton, there's a little bit of uncertainty heading into the offseason with who's going to be and who's not going to be, but it will be your first full offseason with the team. What are you looking forward to with that?
Yeah, obviously I wish the season didn't end here tonight, but like you said, I think at every club there's always movement. So, yeah, that's not up to me to decide, but I know whoever is here at the start of next season, it'll be a good group, a hungry group, and I look forward to, like you said, just a fresh start with the Colorado Rapids heading into a new season, and, having an off season where I can recover both physically, mentally, and, go full gas for the new season.
Paxton, what you guys get the go-ahead goal from Darren, and obviously the crowd's going crazy. You guys are probably feeling, whatever happened in the last few weeks, we made the playoffs. Talk about the sort of swing of emotions from the Yappy goal to the equalizer from LAFC, and sort of not just you, but sort of the collective from the group.
Yeah, I think soccer is a game full of emotions, and sometimes it's just up and down, and I think, we're a young team, but I think it's important in those situations to learn how to control your emotions. I think we go from 0 to 100, and then, I think in a moment like that, we need to just learn to completely calm down and then play to win that game. Like you said, I think 30 seconds after the go-ahead goal, we then concede on just a really silly goal, if I'm being honest. So I think, it's obviously a learning moment in a tough situation, but I think those are the kind of situations where you need to really, someone on the field, it could be myself as well, put your foot down and say, okay, now it's locked down. We don't concede, and it comes down to little margins like that.
You've been through a lot of change, a lot of changes of scenery, been with a lot of new teams. Given that, how would you compare your first couple months with Colorado to maybe some of your other stops in terms of you getting used to the club and the club getting used to you as well?
Yeah, I think I would compare it to my first few games at Utrecht, to be honest. I think I was playing every position at Utrecht, and then probably 8-9 games in, I really found my sweet spot in the middle, and then I kind of took off from there. Here it was a bit unique, joining in the middle of the season where, you kind of join when things are 100%, and then you kind of have to find your way, and now it's kind of a stop-start. But I think I would compare it to that.
Paxton, Mauricio Jaramillo from Telemundo. right here.
Oh, shit, sorry.
A message for the fans. They did their part. More than 18,000 people today here at the Sporting Goods Park.
Yeah, obviously a huge thank you to them for coming out and showing support on the final home game. They not only brought it tonight, but yeah, for the games I was here as well, and I'm sure for the whole season. So obviously a great credit to them, and yeah, I wish we could have delivered a home win for them, but yeah, I look forward to the new season with them behind us as well.
Considering this is a World Cup year, how do you, with the off season coming up, how do you plan on staying fit? Have you considered potentially a loan option, or what's your plans there?
No, definitely not a loan option. But I think I have a great program with my father back home. I think some of the best preseasons I've came into at my sharpest have been when I've just been able to train with my dad. So I look forward to being able to do that. I haven't really been able to with the European off season just because they're so condensed. So yeah, I think off season is a great time to kind of just work on the things you don't get to in the real season just because you're so focused on the match minutes and your body's always fatigued. So it's a good opportunity to kind of slow things down and focus on the parts of your game you don't get to work on so much in the season. So fully looking forward to that, and yeah, just improving.
That's all we have time for today. We're past it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, look, tonight's match, we were 5 minutes away from getting to that play-in game, and I'm proud of the team, the way they stepped on the pitch, the commitment to each other, the commitment to the fans to try to push and be the aggressors in many ways. And in terms of the game, I'd say that we did a lot of things to win the game. And we fell a little bit short. That you can see they have quality on their team, and they make a play at the end. But it's a shame that we get the late goal and we give it back. But it's not for a lack of effort. It's not for a lack of commitment to each other, pushing the tempo. And I think that I certainly am proud of the team, and I know our fans are. You can see that they got behind the guys, and yeah, it hurts because we were really close tonight.
Coach Ivan de la Garza from Fuera del Aire. Despite all the fact that you didn't get the result today, what word would you describe this season with?
It's in our league in MLS. There's a lot of parity. The margins are so thin, especially if you look at the Western Conference. I mean, 3 teams finished on 41 points, and we lose out on the playoffs with tiebreakers. You know, so I know that every team has a few results that could go the other way and that can sway things. But for me, there's so many out there that we could have. For me, 5, 6, 7, 8 more points. But the year wasn't easy, you know, for the team. And MLS is just not easy. It's not at all. And what I'd say with the team in the season is that the team stuck together, never ever gave in, never made excuses. For 2 years now, we've put out a team that can play with anybody, and we promised a few things. 1, attacking football. 2, acknowledging and playing for our fans. Energetic football, playing with intensity, never giving in, never quitting. This is what I saw this year. This year was tougher than last in that regard. The team took a lot of punches, a lot of difficult moments, but to the very last whistle, you could see it's a real team there, and we're building.
Matt Pollard, Burgundy Wave. Chris, now with the season over and the team not making the playoffs, you've been generally positive.
Matt, we didn't make the playoffs.
The Colorado Rapids missed the playoffs,
Oh,
yes.
yeah, thank you. Always good you remind me of this stuff, yeah. Good. Yeah, what you got?
With the season ending and now knowing the conclusion of that, where do you think this leaves in terms of your tenure with the club and possibly coming back? Thank you.
Well, I'm not sure what you're going to put out there, Matt, because it's always from you guys and what your outlet. It's always negative. It's always poking holes in the team. It's attacking the coaching. I'm not sure where you're going to go with what you do. You do what you do, and I'm not sure many people read it, but I don't appreciate all the negativity you've given us over the months and even, quite honestly, the few years. So have fun with this one that we didn't make the playoffs. But, yeah, my future with the team, listen, it's fresh, just ended. We'll have discussions with leadership and continue some discussions. That's all I can say for now.
Coach Mitchko with Commerce City Radio. You know, long season, ups and downs, tough ending, but in a year where you did make the Hall of Fame, you've obviously have long, knowledgeable career. Was there something this year that taught you something that maybe, like a lesson from this season that you were surprised even you learned, like a new, whether it's strategy, locker room, player management, whatever it is?
Yeah, Mitch, I mean, listen, I've learned a lot about the team, about myself, you know, and it's a constant process, the learning. But yeah, listen, what you learn about the team is that it's a real team, and you know, it's the ups and downs are just part of it. Like, this is not to be dramatic. It's such a dogfight, and that's the beauty of it. So this is for us. It's such par for the course. the key is if you can sway the margins, and we were able to do that a lot, and other times not. But what I learned about this team and what the fans can see is we don't make excuses. The guys were always up for it. We're proud of so many moments, taking 4 points from the Minnesotas of the league and not being able to get. We tied Seattle. It's because the team was together. The culture is very, very strong at the moment with the team. The spirit is high. These guys pull for each other. Quite honestly, I think that's why we have a chance every single game. And tonight, a few minutes away from beating a really good team. One of the best in the league. Wasn't lucky. Wasn't because they sat back, rested their guys. So yeah, I learned a lot about my guys once again. And for myself, I'm constantly learning and growing with tactics and leadership and how to push buttons and how to push hard and when to come back. But yeah, I learned a lot this year because there's a lot of tough moments and trying to keep the team going and where they're ready to ramp it up once again. We were able to do that for a long time, from start to finish. So again, I'm really proud of that the team, these types of seasons could go different ways, I promise you, where the team could just give up. We just never did, even tonight. So yeah, thank you.
Hi, Keith Richards, Team MBS Media. There was a couple moments at the end there where there's a couple corners where Zach came up and it was decided that he wouldn't go into the box. What was the thought process on that?
Well, we knew we needed a goal, and late we were pushing for the goal. Keith, from day one, we're going to be aggressive. When in doubt, for sure, we needed a goal. So we pushed a lot of numbers in, and it got close, but Zach we're thinking get him in the box or not, but he's way out of his goal, and we smash one, and it's a rebound, and it's a jailbreak, but our guys recovered, and I think Oliver put out a fire. But yeah, it's just about, you saw Maxu pushing at the end, we're pushing numbers up, and on the set piece, we're just really trying to, again, be aggressive. So it's the risk we take, and some excitement in the moment, but yeah, it's part of pushing Zach higher.
Braden Nurse with the Denver Post. Chris, if you had the chance to go back after the summer transfer window and how turbulent that was there anything you would have done differently in the approach to that final stretch of games that maybe would have put you guys in a better position?
No, listen, the summer transfer window, you try to just improve, and it's not easy when you, as I'm learning and seeing, when you're targeting the better players that you target, sometimes you lose out on these guys to other teams around the world now, so we're trying to now raise the stakes at the type of guys we go after and profiles, and you realize it's competitive. So I think our club made a good push to try to bolster the squad, and you can see different guys like Rob Holding. He's going to be good for this club, right? He just, for a while, it took him, he's just get his feet going. Manyoma, you can see some bright spots tonight. I think if we're honest, we all knew that, losing Mihalovic is always, if he's your best player, it was going to make it tough down the stretch, put some stress on things, but we quickly get Paxton in. You can see how interesting he is. So I think our club made a big statement when they brought in Paxton, right, to say, okay, we're going after this. So yeah, listen, it's always in MLS, when you bring guys in at the end of a year, there's just a period of time that they need to get going, and sometimes it's just not enough time. But that's certainly on the night you can see we're right there. We're 5 minutes away from maybe celebrating a play-in game opportunity. So you can accept that.
Cris, Mauricio Jaramillo de Telemundo Colorado. Es difícil ver lo positivo en la derrota, pero yo me quiero quedar con lo bueno. Hace algunos años aquí el estadio estaba vacío, llegábamos a las últimas fechas y no había por qué pelear. ¿Crees que esto es positivo, llegar con vida al último esfuerzo, que es diferente a lo que teníamos atrás? Yo lo veo así.
Mauricio, come on. I mean, really, that fast you're speaking Spanish to me. Pregunta.
Okay. It's hard to take the positive from a game like today, but I remember the stadium empty. I remember coming to the last game with no chances. Is this something positive to at least change, try to see the good things today?
Mauricio, in this moment, it's very fresh and it hurts because the only objective was to find a way into the playoffs. But of course, you know, for me, most of all, of course, we want to make the playoffs. But that's just either you're in or you're out. Most of all, I'm watching a team that and in fans after that are grateful for watching a team that plays to win and attacks and sticks together. And we put LAFC in a really good game. So as the coach, I am proud, and there is positives to see my team show up, right? You can grow, you can shrink. They showed up on a decisive night. We fell short, but it wasn't for a lack of effort or not committing to who we are, maybe fear. It wasn't any of that. So I think you saw a real team, and for that I am proud. Mauricio, this is a big positive for me. I think the future, we have some really good things to build upon here. Sorry, Mauricio.
Good, that's good.
Last few questions here. So it'll be you and Brad and then Mitch and Wayne to finish up. Go ahead.
Won Jung from Good Day Sports. It was left and right wingers. They were really good in the game, and then was they played out as intended?
Sorry, you said the left and right wingers were good, and what's the question? Sorry.
And then the play was they played as you intended.
Yes. Yeah, we put our most attacking lineup out there tonight. So we had Darren Yappy on the right, Kudi Pietro on the left, Cole Bassett and Paxton Aronson in the pockets with Rafa Navarro. And throughout the game, we made a couple of changes there, brought in Manyoma that played on the right. But, you know, they, in many, many ways, they executed the game plan. And I thought they both looked very dangerous tonight. And you know, we put the most attacking group out there. And to the very end, we tried to put our most robust team that can maybe score some goals. And we were very close. So, yeah, thank you for that.
Coach, from the high of Yappy's goal there to the equalizer, to having to make it to the locker room to have a team talk, right? Now, obviously, you have more to do on a night like that where you're doing the jersey giveaways and talking to fans and stuff. But for you personally, when you have to have, you know, not the last talk with these guys, but maybe the last talk with this group together, how are you processing in that time, in that short amount of time, to go from the high of, you know, having a foot in the postseason to it being over, to then having to collect your thoughts enough to wrap up the season with these guys? What's that process like for you, and sort of how'd that talk go, and sort of what were you able to tell the guys?
Yeah, listen, Mitch, I live in the moment. You know, I've gotten better and better at this in my life, you know, for the last 20 years, just being in the moment. And you get to know me enough, and I just say what's on my mind. I say the truth, and I say usually from my heart. So I tell the truth to the players, and they know when I'm truthful to them always. And tonight, we were close. This is what I told the guys. It was close, 5 minutes away from getting in. Tell them how proud I am of them, not just tonight, but the entire year and 2 years for many of them. And that I'm the guy, I'm not joysticking them, but 2 years ago I proposed something, a way of playing, and we've delivered that in terms of being an attacking team that played for the fans, that put teams in real games, that play with intensity, that acknowledge the fans. And I told them that they've been a group that have made that fan base proud. That's what I was told when I walked around tonight, so I reiterate that. When you lose at the end of a year, there's not a whole lot to say to a group. They're gutted. They're physically and emotionally spent from a year's worth of work, and especially tonight, the roller coaster. But and that this thing's got more to go. So yeah, not a long speech after, but that gives you a little glimpse of what it was, honesty, and Yeah, that I'm, as I always tell them, grateful to be their coach, and that I'm really proud of them.
Hi, Coach. Dwayne from DMVR Sports. One of the positives tonight, even this season, has been the emergence of Darren Yappy, finally starting to come into his own as a goal scorer. He seems to be clutch with these last-minute winning or tying goals. You've observed him for 2 years now. Like, what is it about Darren Yappy that gives him that clutch gene or superpower, however you want to refer to it?
Yeah, look, I think so much of when that late magic or the magic happens from Yappy, it's in his DNA and how he's wired, his will to win, his physical gift, his attacking ability. So he gets a lot of credit. You know, where we've tried to help him is help him understand the finishing positions, the type of movements in the box, the clever part of ways to score goals. It wasn't too long ago that the player was nearly in tears, maybe a year ago, right, or a year and a few months, where I've never scored any goals, 50 games, coach, I'm embarrassed. I mean, you know, he's just getting going, but a lot of it's his mentality, helping him understand. You know, he's a young guy, and we're trying to help him be beyond his years. So I think showing him support, showing him that we're behind him, giving him a lot of confidence, that helps him. And then he takes the rest, right? Like he's a 9. He's going to score a lot of goals in the future. But I thought he looked pretty strong tonight. So yeah, it's Yappy hour, you know.
It is.
Wish it would have counted for a little more.